Um, Part of the disorder, the arthritis type of arthritis, is called mutilans. 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 I said mutilans, but I don't think it's pronounced like that. It's for mostly online described as in people's hands and feet, and it just basically reabsorbed. It's reabsorbing the bone, like you're losing your teeth. The bones just disappear, and so it's called also opera glass hand, because it turns into glass, and then it's gonna grow. It's been growing like this, and then it just disappears. It's gonna collapse. The fingers should just collapse, and that's already happening with my toes. But the misunderstanding is that it's only in your hands and toes. It's not. It's also in my back. It's also in my neck, and my face is impacted. My nose. Let me see if I can turn that around. The bridge of my nose is gone. It's been disappearing, and in here it's actually just cartilage disappearing, or soft tissue. No, not even soft tissue. It's bone that's disappearing. So this teeth is gonna go soon, because the bone there in there is gone. So yeah, it's really gone. And then my jaw joint is gone. This happened after trauma, but that's part of it. That after trauma, the inflammation often sets in, and because the inflammation is so fast, that it just it's just dark even from and swollen from this is just nothing almost. It's not a toe. It's like sausages, and that's also one of your first symptoms with psoriatic arthritis. When the skin has also impacted the joints, but because with me it's a step further, there is no more cartilage in his hands, and I don't know, but you really need cartilage to make something going. It's kind of riding on a bike without a tire. That's a very difference than with a tire and air in it, and it gives that flexibility and a little bounce back to be able to make the movement smoother. This is like every movement I break it. I'm most time very miserable because every movement just hurts so much. And I'm tough, but I'm not that tough, to be honest. And I tried to follow Aki, my duck, a minute ago, but I realized I couldn't walk, and then I can't really put my shoes on. So yeah, walking certain days are actually completely impossible. Okay, I was talking about the congressional meeting yesterday that Eli Cummings was the chairperson of the chair, and as before, I have done many of those kind of political meetings in the past, and I have to commend Elijah Cummings also for the meetings I've seen on TV, and how the bipartisanship can just actually take over instead of the point in front of them. And I feel like he did quite an excellent job. I hope that's not offensive to my viewers. I just want to express that as a personal opinion, because seeing an African American man who has overcome and strove so much, to have to call us as a country on it, not just Michael Cohen, not just Donald Trump, but all of us, of what are we doing in 2019 to ensure that this democracy is intact for the next generations. For me, it's an embarrassment. It's yes, we can do better and we should do better. And for me to stand here and not even able to vote after I've been here 18 years, I've been out of those 18 years, I guess 8 years legally. And again, you can lose your legal status very quickly at the hands of other people or on my own doing. It's not a set in stone, now you have a green card. What's set in stone is if you have the privilege, like Melania Trump. But that comes with a price, I believe. It comes with a big price. And that's up to Melania to like answer it in the future. But for me, it's stunning to hear racist remarks from the freaking president, our president, saying that black people are just as stupid to vote for him, and like that they just live like that in these ghettos and projects. It's like, come on, man, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. And to hear your president say that, and there's just a country that this goes on, it's like, I'm sorry, bro. There's a reason why I'm standing here, why I'm working so hard, and where I'm being mistreated. I thought back, I've been mistreated for over 1.5 years now, in every store almost, in every public place that I arrive in these conservative towns, because that's where the public land is like around. And it's just condoned that I, as a dark person of color, am not as equal as the next privileged white person, and that hurts. There's nothing you can do about it, and they decide that they don't want your business there. And I have started to say, you know, if businesses do not treat me right, I don't want my little few dollars in that business invested, but it's based on their prejudice, not on the quality of the business that they are providing, because I don't even get to that. Let me look for Eggy, because she's kind of restless and she didn't want to lay her egg in the car, in the coop. But then she ran over here and I'm like, okay. And the problem with the Cayuga ducks, the black breed duck that I have, she tends to lay eggs up to 10 a.m. and then she has moving nests. So she actually has one nest in the side of the canal here, but I think she realized that something, as in me, picked the eggs up and she didn't go back in it. And now, I actually don't know where she's at. Papa, where is Eki? Siled! Because she actually just sits for a while in the egg, on the egg. And she's fine. Yeah, so I was shocked. And I believe the way that Michael Cohen testified this time, that the way that he described Trump making comments about black people, and I'm like, wait, what if black people are actually too smart to vote for him? Like, why do they have to be too stupid just because they're not voting for a stupid guy, basically? Like, why not, like, look, I don't know, look at it in a bigger picture, but, that's the president, and I find it very painful. Like, I didn't agree with everything that Obama was doing, and Obama, especially Michelle, who I keep in high regards of anything that she's done and overcome, she has never given poverty an honest chance of like, okay, this is in a bigger socioeconomic context. It's always like, if you work hard enough, you'll get there. No, I don't get anywhere, and I work really hard. And all that says, according to that paradigm, is that I just don't work hard enough, and that I don't want the American dream. Yes, I do. It's just not as accessible for everyone. And that was my main drawback from the Obamas, that whole American dream. And I understand that as African American or partially black, like, you know, people, that you can't really take it too far up. And I'm trying to be a little bit diplomatic, because I know that other people are impacted differently. If I speak to a Republican family whose son had an accident serving and is paraplegic and cannot get access to healthcare while they've run a business and paid taxes their whole lives. I understand. I understand, while I'm like struggling access my own healthcare, that they do not want another presidency that adds to, you know, the complication of accessing healthcare. I completely understand. And if Trump did promise this to cut out the middle like drama and the high cost expenses, I would slightly try to believe in that too. I just haven't seen Trump do anything exponentially good for the 100% of the population. Like Elijah Cumming said, I'm not taking Trump personally. It's just like, why are you working for a small percentage of the population, specifically that reflects your complexion, your background, and your power and privilege? And the other thing that Elijah had mentioned to Trump in his one meeting with him, that we need to keep the democracy intact for the next generations. And I don't know, I would not understand how you can sit across from Elijah Cummings and not bloody hell cry like Michael Cohen did yesterday, because he has wholesome weight, bro. Like the way that he holds himself, that he has survived. It was very painful. It was very painful, as he said, and I was crying within like the opening statement of Michael Cohen, and then seeing the Republican side seemingly quite organized, so throwing it back to Mr. Jordan every time when they have the time left over after yielding. I believe there can be a bipartisanship while a bipartisanship while not cutting short a large percentage of the population that you're representing. Oh, and by the way, this cough is not necessarily a cold. Just like my toes, the soft tissue and the bones are being attacked. My lungs are being attacked. It's soft tissue. I had 2 years ago a very good doctor who laid out the socioeconomic aspects of this like quite manageable disorder, and without the stability and the people, like as in parents, to stand up for me, that I would have my life greatly cut short. And I know that because I live in this shit body, and I try to do the best I can for it, but I most of the time can't really breathe from the pain, and you know, one movement, just my blankets can actually break my toes. It's that sensitive, and so I used to have my other dog Flavel, so used to lay on my feet, on my toes all night, so to leave me flat, hold me flat. But now she's not there anymore, and sleeping has been quite hard. I chose this lifestyle to spend mostly to give my dogs the best time of their life, like 12 hours a day, and with that me. And I get a lot of trouble from people that they don't believe that I should have so many dogs, but this is my life. Come, leave her. Come, guys, you found her. Good job, Becky. So she is here. Let me put a marker down so that I know where she's at. She's sitting here. They found her. My dog is everything. Like the other day, I was driving to Slab City and I felt so miserable and so much in pain, and I cried for 5 minutes. And she was sitting in front of me, the dog, and she just cried for 5 minutes with me. I swear. And I touched her chest like this, so she knew. But I've never had such a sympathetic, empathetic animal. No, Guinness.